All right, now we're outside 1236 Ardara Ridge Road here in Rosemount. We're checking out a home built by OneTenTen Homes, local builder here in the Twin Cities. Really excited to check this one out. 11010 is a custom builder. We'll chat a little bit more about what that means. But yeah, we are in the Lanigan Isle development here at Amber Fields in Rosemount. As you can see, we're kind of mid-construction. Some of this neighborhood. It is raining today, so I'm gonna kind of quickly get inside. But walking up, no gutters on this house, very typical for new construction homes here in Minnesota. 8-foot garage doors, and the siding is a cement board. So cement board is made from cement and sand and cellulose fibers. It's similar to wood, or it mimics wood in the texture, but it is way more resistant to rot and pests. And fire. So yeah, speaking as someone who has wood siding on their house, and woodpeckers kind of the bane of my existence. Cement board siding, great alternative, kind of more modern alternative to wood siding, with kind of a similar look. Walking up, front porch area here is concrete with epoxy coating. Usually you see this in garages, but interesting to have it on the front porch. But yeah, it's like a sealant, definitely extends the life of concrete without getting damage from water, freezed off, that type of thing. But yeah, let's check out inside. So this is the Brooke Model. That's the name of the model. 11010 builders on this home. It is a 5-bed, 5-bath, 3-car garage, 4,300 square foot home. And they have it listed at $850 right now. Walking in, really, really comfortable entryway, 9-foot ceilings, the knockdown texture. But yeah, really spacious. You could have 5, 6 more people in here at one time, and really, not feel too cramped at all. To the right of the front door, very common with new construction. I've seen a lot of homes with this office space right off to the right of the front door. Walking in, same 9-foot ceilings in here, really comfortable space, work from home, so popular. And nowadays, really great to have this feature. Fairly common feature, but still very nice to have. Got the French doors with the glass. And windows in this home are Vector, vinyl double pane windows. These ones are slide up windows. But yeah, Vector, local Minnesota company. Really strong reputation. Of course, yeah, new construction, new windows on everything, but it is important to kind of keep in mind, where the manufacturer of their windows. Walking in, first thing you notice, huge open space, main level living room here. Got the kitchen, giant island there, 9-foot length on that island. We'll take a closer look in a second. And then dining space kind of behind the kitchen. 7-foot windows in the dining area and the living room here if it was a sunnier day. Just with how much light is coming in right now, while it's cloudy and raining, I can tell you natural light in this house is very, very nice. So in this space, in the main level living room, 10-foot ceilings with these really impressive beams. So these are wood, stained wood, really nice feature. In the main level living room here. Gas burning fireplace with kind of a granite, or this probably is actually quartz on the surround. But yeah, very clean, very kind of modern look on the surround of the fireplace. Stone for the chimney. Kind of a light neutral colored stone. Looks great in person. And then you've got the built-ins on both sides. Kind of a mixture of, wood tones and just the white painted cabinets. Moving from the living room into the kitchen, first thing that you notice when you come in here is the space. This is a giant kitchen. 9-foot ceilings in this space. You can see it kind of drops down in the living room. I like that. I think, make a little bit extra space for those beams. If they were coming down off a 9-foot ceiling, it would have a little bit of a different feel. But yeah, coming into the kitchen, first thing you notice is the space. Really, really impressive. Huge. Would be excellent for entertaining. Obviously with all the open spaces to the dining room and living room as well. But yeah, 9-foot kitchen island with the wood detailing. Really, really nice. I like the different tones they have. So yeah, it's not just monochromatic. We do have white cabinets. I believe this is quartz. Looks like a quartz product. Just with the way the veins are kind of evenly distributed as opposed to granite where it'd be, a natural stone where you're not going to get this type of, evenness. I don't know if you can see the lines here. But yeah, pretty evenly separated. White cabinets, in where most of the kitchen. Do have the wood tones here as well on the hood, and then mixture of colors for the countertop. So you've got what I believe is granite here. This is kind of like a leathered textured granite, so almost more like a matte finish, a lot less glossy than the quartz over here. You can see the shine off of the lights, but yeah, combination of the different colors, really, really nice. So cabinets here, these are semi-custom cabinet, would be my guess. Frameless, so the doors kind of sit off of the cabinet itself instead of being sunken in. Shaker style cabinet, very clean. They do go all the way up to the ceiling. I think it was always a really nice look. Crown molding across all the cabinets here. But yeah, tons of storage, really nice feel. Check out the appliances. So we do have the double oven built in, Whirlpool appliances, kind of basic construction on the drawers. We do have the ones with glass do have soft close. But yeah, I really like the mixture of the different colors. So yeah, got the wood here that matches the island, and then the black leathered granite with what I believe is quartz. Very nice look. Into the dining room space, really nice vaulted ceiling in here. Quite large, but I'd say still comfortable. Love the 7-foot windows. So they do crank out on the bottom, so you can open these up, get a little bit of fresh air in here if you'd like. But yeah, tons of natural light. Sliding glass door off the back. Very common new construction for homes to not include a deck. Usually that is an add-on. That is an option. A lot of times homeowners will do that. They'll hire their own contractor after they move in to kind of put on a deck. But yeah, in most cases, builders do offer that as an additional charge. But yeah, I really do like the variation in the ceiling heights here as well in these spaces. So yeah, with the 9-foot island, tons of counter space. I haven't mentioned really like the backsplash here as well. The soldier stacked, very neutral ceramic tile. It's a great look. Yeah, moving into kind of the butler pantry area. So that same kind of leathered granite. I like that. So yeah, it's got some shine to it, but it's not as reflective as a standard granite or quartz. Yep. Yeah. Kind of the base construction on these cabinets. Huge walk-in pantry space. I mean, so much storage with all the cabinets in that kitchen, but yeah, this quite large pantry space as well. We do have hollow core doors in the main level of this home. And one thing I haven't pointed out yet is the flooring. So this is an LVT, so luxury vinyl tile. Sometimes it's also called luxury vinyl plank, LVP. But yeah, this is a vinyl product. You can see the seams here, but this is a high quality LVT in my opinion. You can really tell just by the texture, it really does mimic a wood grain. This product is going to be way more maintenance free than wood. No need to refinish this. It's practically indestructible. if you have pets or anything like that. Super easy to clean as well. So yeah, nice alternative to actual real hardwood floors. Walking into the mudroom space, really nice. I mean, this is another very common feature of new construction homes is they typically do always have, a nice size mudroom. This one definitely fits that bill as well with the lockers, built-ins. So yeah, real wood here, looks great. Believe this is a vinyl tile as well. But again, yeah, very, resistant to damage, super easy to clean, looks good. 9-foot ceilings in here, very nice space, unloading groceries. If you've got kids, coming in, place to store your stuff as well. Coming into the garage, so 3-car garage, not too much extra storage space on either sides of the doors. Garage door openers, I would imagine that those would be installed at some point. Another thing with, new construction, those types of things, washer, dryer, garage door openers. Sometimes, they're included, sometimes not. Always negotiable. But yeah, mudroom. As someone who lives in a rather small house, Rambler style, where it's just, door right into the kitchen. Yeah, this is really, really convenient to have. Main level powder room, also a very common feature of new construction homes in this style. But yeah, basic bathroom, great to have on the main floor, kind of like the squiggly mirror. And then another huge walk-in closet space, in addition to the mudroom, with those storage lockers. But yeah, this, just kind of throw things in here. It does have a door, if you had company over or something, don't want to see, kind of what goes on in the real storage spaces. Easy to hide. But yeah, main level, so open, so inviting. Love the natural light, love the huge windows, 7-foot windows all around. Check out the upstairs. So heading up, we do have real wood here on the railings. Carpet, I'd say kind of like a base level in terms of, quality, density of the carpet, just based on feel. The top of the stairs, nice landing space. 8-foot ceilings up here. We'll check out the primary first. I really like this feature. So there's like 2 steps up, 2 kind of smaller steps up to the primary bedroom. Just kind of does give it a little bit of a different feel. Owner's suite is, a term that's starting to get, more popular with new construction homes. This definitely kind of gives it that feel, just slightly elevated. But yeah, really nice size room, 14 by 17 feet. The ceiling does go up about another foot, so 9-foot ceilings throughout most of it here. Large windows, tons of natural light. Again, rainy day. Can't take advantage of it right now. But yeah, super comfortable room. Really like the look of that light fixture. And then opens up into primary bathroom. Pocket door here. Very convenient. Believe this is quartz for the sink counter. Looks great. Similar style cabinets that we had in the kitchen. But yeah, tons of storage. Super clean look. Really like the layout of this bathroom as well. I mean, you do have all the storage, but yeah, the shower, very impressive. Love like the pebbled tile look for the flooring. Tile, soldier stack all the way around. Looks really, really nice in person. This is an interesting feature as well. The glass half wall here in the shower. Really, really nice feel. Flooring, I believe this is a vinyl tile. Like the color combination here. And then a very large walk-in closet. super spacious. Another very common design with the walk-in closet coming through the primary bathroom. Hollow core doors up here as well. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about OneTenTen Homes. So builder here, OneTenTen Homes. So they are a local Minnesota builder. The name OneTenTen comes from the address of the first home that they developed in Bloomington. They are a custom builder, so they do have many pre-designed floor plans that are customizable. But then they also offer an option where you can start from scratch, which is a pretty unique kind of feature for a builder. A lot of times, especially the large, national builders, they're going to have their models that they build. And in most cases, you're going to have, like a color finish package, maybe 5 options or 7 options to go from, where you pick one of their packages and then from there, there's no customization. So OneTenTen does offer a fair amount of customization, and in addition to being able to customize their models, make slight adjustments to the models that they already have, having the option to bring in your own plans and have them build it is really pretty unique in my opinion. There's not a lot of builders that do both, but yeah, having a custom builder, so many more decisions, way more options as far as finishes, color options, layouts, design options, that type of thing. We're in right now, so we just walked in through bedroom 2 up here. So this is a Jack and Jill bathroom that connects these 2 bedrooms here. We do have what I believe is granite for the sink top. Got the wood grain cabinets in here as well. Very nice. So this space, is kind of more shared, and then there's another, additional space with toilet and shower and tub that has a pocket door here as well. Kind of standard shower insert with the tub, but nice space here. But yeah, OneTenTen, their goal is to select development areas with really strong schools and local amenities. Rosemount definitely fits the bill, as far as the schools go. District 196, really strong school district here in the South Metro. I am a product of District 196, in Apple Valley. But yeah, very highly ranked, close to the top 10 as far as rankings go. Our team, we use niche.com kind of as a resource for school rankings. District 196, very close, to that top 10 in the Twin Cities Metro. So OneTenTen selecting, Rosemount as one of their development spaces, makes sense in that regard as well. Here we are in the laundry room. So an example, like I mentioned before, of, some items that are not always included with new construction. Washer, dryer, in this case, this is where the hookups are for those. So you do have the upper level laundry. LVT flooring in here. I'm sorry, this is a 1-sheet vinyl in here that's kind of made to look like tile. It's got a nice look to it. The 1-sheet vinyl, super resistant, holds up very well. Nice product to have in, like a laundry room. Similar cabinets to what we saw downstairs. And then we do have the quartz on the sink top as well. And then into bedroom 4 up here. So this one does have its own bathroom. Very nice feature. This would be, a nice guest space for sure. Anytime that you've got an adjoining bathroom. Very nice to have for guests to kind of have their own space. And then another really nice size walk-in closet. Coming into this bathroom, a little bit more of the same. So we do have the 1-sheet vinyl for the flooring. Kind of intended to look like tile, with the seams there. Yeah, very nice look. Like the color combo for sure in here. Yeah, a little more about Rosemount. So District 196 for sure. Strong school district, let's poke in here before we head back downstairs. So another walk-in space. Really nice storage. Rosemount, yeah, very strong school district. Rapidly growing area, Rosemount. So 33,000 is the population currently. That's kind of an estimate. There was 26,000 in the 2020 census. So an increase of 7,000 residents in, 6 years or so. Very quickly growing. Similar to Lakeville in a lot of ways when I was growing up, in Apple Valley, Rosemount, for the most part, most of it was farmland. It was not a lot of opportunities to check out Rosemount, just with not many amenities there. And then I think at the time, really, the only thing we ever really went to Rosemount for was they did have a movie theater that's, ran first-run movies. But not the case anymore. Tons of new development going on in Rosemount. Population growing quickly. Way more amenities now than, in the 90s, when I was living in this area. But yeah, we are in the basement currently. Really nice laid out basement, very similar to the layout of the upper level. Kind of mimics the floor plan with lower level living room space here. Obviously no kitchen down here, but we do have wet bar. And then underneath where the dining room is, kind of another sitting area. Could have possibly pool table. Not entirely sure if that's quite big enough, but options for sure. Best feature down here, in my opinion, this shiplap wood wall. Really, really nice detail. I mean, this is all wood. Behind it is just a drywall, painted black, but very sharp looking. You do have the kind of fireplace, so no flame there. It is just light. With these, a lot of times these are very, you can change the colors of, it's changing as I speak. But yeah, a lot of customization there. But yeah, this wall, really interesting. Kind of focal point of this lower level. Carpet's the same down here. We do have 8-foot ceilings as well. Drops down a little bit, and then goes back up. Lookout windows. So no walkout in this space. And a walkout would be if you had a sliding glass door. In most cases, sometimes it could just be a normal door, but sliding glass door that allows you to get into the backyard. But yeah, these are considered lookout windows where the wall goes up, about 3-4 feet here, but you are still able to look out. It does allow a lot of nice natural light. Doesn't feel as underground. You're only partially underground here, so still a really nice feel. But yeah, really, the finish down here, very nice. We do have in this little section right here that similar LVT flooring, a little bit different color, but same product. Same quartz counter we had in the upstairs kitchen island. But yeah, this looks really, really nice in person. And then there is a lower level bedroom down here as well. So I mentioned that, guest space upstairs, probably in most cases you're going to have it here. There is a bathroom across the hall as well. But yeah, really nice, comfortable size room. Lookout window. Really large walk-in closet here. Check out the bathroom. Similar style finish to what we saw upstairs. So we have yet another kind or different design, but same product of that one sheet vinyl for the flooring. It's also kind of intended to mimic a tile. There's a very similar style tile. But yeah, this is a vinyl product. Got the quartz counters for the sink top, and a lot of storage in here as well, but with the wood grain in this bathroom. Yeah, so there's a cohesive feel for sure with all the, aesthetic choices in terms of colors, stuff like that. There is a lot of variety in this house, different stone colors, different cabinet colors, different textures, with the wood kind of versus this factory painted, finish on some of the cabinets and the doors. But overall, even with all the different colors, it does have a very cohesive look and feel, in my opinion. So this house is listed at $850. This is on the high side for sure for median sale price for single family homes in Rosemount. The median age of homes in Rosemount are 2021, meaning built in 2021, which I found very interesting. By comparison, Apple Valley, which is just right next door, the median age is 1984. So you're going to have way more newer builds in Rosemount. That means half of the homes that sold, I think I went back to the beginning of 2024, half of those homes were built after 2021. So a lot of new construction in Rosemount. Goes along with the rapidly growing statistics that I kind of pointed out earlier. But it is still developing. There are going to be new amenities as time goes on for sure in Rosemount. Here we are in the mechanical room, so not much to mention here. You do have the Lennox high efficiency furnace, 200 amp panel here. We do a lot of these tours for our clients or relocation clients of pre-existing homes. So usually there's a ton more to point out because the condition of the materials is always going to be different. Whereas here, these new builds, everything is brand new. But one thing I always like to point out, so with the electrical panel, if you had this home inspected, or more likely a pre-existing home, inspector's going to take the face of this off. They're going to make sure all the right size wires are going to the right size breakers. There's no frayed or abandoned wires. There's no corrosion. Still important to have a new build inspected, in my opinion. Get a third party involved to kind of take an objective look at it. The builder's going to have their contractors, licensed electricians in this case, come and install these things. But, just to have, another set of eyes on it, always a good idea. And then if there is something that you'd like to address with the builder, in most cases, it's just a matter of them getting their contractor to come back out, make any adjustments if there is something that was kind of seen by the inspector. But 200 amp panel in this size of home, going to be very, very common size. 11010 builders. I think this was my first time seeing a 11010 home. I am quite impressed. I really, really love the main level. I love what they've done with the space. It is consistent with a lot of styles of design of new construction that we see. But there are always going to be little details that a builder is going to include, kind of give it their own bit of character on it. But yeah, the size of this kitchen, I think that's the big thing that I found walking in. But I do really like the detailing of this living room space as well, and the 7-foot windows throughout. Really impressive. This is 1236 Ardara Ridge Road in Rosemount, built by OneTenTen Homes. Hope you enjoyed the walkthrough here. If you do have any questions, please reach out. We do help people, buy pre-existing homes as well. We do help a lot of relocation folks coming in from other parts of the country to the Twin Cities. But yeah, have questions. If you're interested in any of the other homes that you've seen on this channel, please reach out. My name is Steve Wilk. I'm with To the Twin Cities team. My number is 763-360-9291. My email is steve@tothetwincities.com, and we'll see you in the next one.